Greetings of the day, everyone. I welcome you to another chapter, and this chapter is going to be quite similar for you. You may have done it in your school as well. So, that's called a picture visualization. So, what do we do in this picture visualization? We are going to understand how do we form sentences viewing pictures. This helps us to be more expressive. This helps us to understand the sentences that we must use pertaining to the picture. Let's get started. First, we are going to view the picture. If you can see in the picture, there's definitely a scene of a zoo, because it's only the zoo that you can see the variety of animals that this picture has shown. We can see elephants, zebra, lion, ducklings and duck. So what all things you can see? First of all, let's gather certain information about that. So first we have elephants. You can see that there are two adult elephants and there's a baby elephant. What is that baby elephant called? We call it calf. So a baby elephant in English is called a calf. And how do you pronounce it? We call it calf. Spelling, it is C-A-L-F, calf. The next one that we have, there is another section of zebras, and there are two adult zebra and there's a baby zebra. What is that baby zebra called in English? We call them foal. How do you say that? You call it foal. And what are the spellings? It should be like F-O-A-L. F-O-A-L. Foal. The next one that you can see here is another section of lion, and you can see there's a lion and lioness. Can you observe lioness? You may not be able to see the lioness very clearly because the lioness does not have a mane. Can you see a lion has a lot of hair around the neck? That is why we call it a lion, and a lioness does not have a mane. This is how you identify a lioness. So lioness would never have a mane. So mane means the hair that you can see around the neck, that's called the mane. Now coming up with the baby of the lion and lioness, they are called the cubs. So you can say a lion, a lioness and the cubs. Next one, you can also see that there is a duck, and behind the duck there are three ducklings. They are moving with the duck. So that's called the duckling. The baby duck is called the duckling. Now let's see what questions you are supposed to solve. Also, there is another section of penguins. How many elephants are there in the scene? How many elephants are there in the scene? So you will simply write there are two elephants and a calf in the scene. So make sure that you're able to do all the answers, you're able to write all the answers, and once you've written, your teachers must check all these answers. This is how we have finished this chapter.